Hello and welcome back. In this short video, we will be looking at how to install JIRA on our machines. So to do that, we will go to Google and say download JIRA. This is going to take us to the Atlassian website, and here you got a bunch of options of downloading JIRA. So you could use the cloud version of JIRA, or you could download the trial version on your own machine. So the download page had basically brought us to the free trial for 30 days for unlimited users on your own machine. So if you want to take a look at how basically we could go ahead and then do the cloud version of it, you could look at the homepage of Atlassian.com, and over here, if you go scroll down, you could look at the different products that they offer, and among the multiple products that they have, if we go and look into the JIRA software here, this would basically offer us the whole team to collaborate using this software online in their cloud version of it. And this is basically the different options that you have. So it's going to be talking about that. So let us look into trying this software. And if, as you notice here, depending on what you need to do, you could be going and installing the most economical version of it, which is for the $10 per month. If you need the documentation, you would go with the $20 per month. So it all basically looks, depending on what your needs are, you would be going and then installing a certain version of it. So if you need to install, let's say, the local version of it on your own machine, then basically the one that we started off from Google is what we should be looking at. So let's go back in here and try to download that software and see as how we could go about installing that on our local machines. So let me just go back and then try and download that on my own machine. So if you look at downloading the local version, you could find it over here if you need to host it on your own machine. But if you need to do it, work with the cloud version of the JIRA software, then you have to go and then come up with a name that you would like to have for your own site that is being hosted at Atlassian.net. So this is what is needed to be filled out before we use the cloud version of it. So right now I'm going to be showing you as how to download the local copy on your own machine. So this is basically the option that you're looking for. The same can be reached from the download link. So it basically brought us back to the same page wherein we could just go and then choose whether we have the Windows 32-bit or 64-bit of software running on our machine, and then you could download it. I know, as a matter of fact, on my machine I have a 64-bit, so I'm going to be choosing that, and then I would be going ahead and then downloading the software. Now, as you notice, the download is about 303 megabytes. So depending on how fast of the connection you have, it's going to take a few seconds to go ahead and then download that. As you notice over here, it's downloading right now. So the steps to get started are pretty straightforward. So we will go ahead and then locate our installation file once it is downloaded and run the installer. And then while the software gets installed, there are certain things that we are supposed to do. So I'm going to be walking you through that. Basically, we need to get a key to install the software, and that is done through registering ourselves with the Atlassian website. So let's get started as far as locating the installation file. So the file is going to be it's a 303 megabyte of. So I'm just going to open it, copy it, and then double click to do the installation. Now, when you basically are going to install this software, what I would suggest is just go ahead and then create a folder on your C drive and put this in that folder. That way our work is organized. So here I go. I would create a folder, call it JIRA, and in that folder I am going to copy this installation file and then go through the installation process. Now the installation is pretty straightforward. We got to be answering a bunch of questions, and then we are on our way of installing this software on our local machine. Now what it does is the installation is basically about installing a local database on our machine, and it'll also install a local website on our own machine, so we could access that with local host and a port number. So how to configure the port number and all that is a part of the installation. So you will see that you don't really have to take the default port that it suggests us to take. We could customize that port. So let's go through the installation. When you hit next, this is basically what we would be choosing. Express install will use the default settings. So if you need to customize, as an example, the custom install would give you the ability to choose the port number. Now many a times there will be a conflict with on the web server that is sitting on your machine. So let's say the web server that is sitting on your machine is Tomcat, and it is hosted on port number 8080. So going with the express install is going to conflict with that. So we could pretty much choose the custom install and then make sure that we could work on that port number. So let me choose the custom install when we do next. This is the default path where the software is going to get installed. Basically, if you don't have a need to change the default destination directory, I would suggest don't change it. Now this is where the software is actually going to get installed, the JIRA installation. So some of the things that it suggests is, do you want to create some shortcuts on and what is the name that you would like to, and stuff like that. So I'm just going to take the default settings. Now this is important. This is where we would go ahead and then customize it. So if you take a look, JIRA requires 2 TCP/IP ports that are not being used by any other applications on this machine. So the HTTP port is where you will access JIRA through your browser. The control port is used to start up and shut down JIRA, because basically what happens is a JIRA software can be installed as a Windows service, and to start up and shut down, it can be accessed through a certain port. So I'm not going to worry about the control port of 8005, but if I need to change this, so I could just go in here and choose something else. So as you can see, 8080 on my machine, if I have any other web application which is being accessed through this port, then I would like to change this number. So I would go with, let's say, 8090, let's say, all right, and hit next. Do you want to install JIRA as a service? And as it is trying to contact the server, my firewall is blocking it, so I will allow it. So that way I know that I've taken care of the firewall issue. Now, installing JIRA as a service, as a Windows service, this is what I was talking about. If you want your software to as soon as your machine boots, if you want your software to be up and running, then we could install it as a service. So I would like to do that. So I'm just going to go and hit next. So right now the port is 8090, and that's where we would like to go ahead and then install. Now the installation process would take some time depending on how fast of a machine you have, and because through the installation process, in the background it is going to install in the web INF all the files, all the jar files, and it'll basically create a website of it, and then it has to make sure that the web server is also installed, and on top of that the database is installed, and so there's so many things going on behind the scenes during the installation, and again, depending on how fast of a machine you have, this might take about a good 8 to 10 minutes for it to go through the installation, the complete installation that requires it to install, and I'm repeating myself here, it will be installing a database as well. All right, so we're just gonna sit back, relax, let it do it, and then if there is a need for me to highlight anything while the installation is going on, I will let you know about it when it starts to do the databases and all that. So for now, we're just gonna sit back and let it run. After the installation of all the files, basically it'll go ahead and then launch the JIRA software in the browser. So if everything is successful during our installation, if all the files have been copied at the right place, then when I hit this finish, it should pretty much open up browser and then take me to localhost and the port number 8090. And once I see that, tells me that my installation was successful, and we are ready to go through the process of setting up a project and then working with this software locally on our machine. So let's wait for the page to render, and then the next step would be to look into as how we should be going about creating a project and all that. So as you are looking at it, it is trying to basically go and then render the JIRA dashboard on our local machine. There's one step that is still needs to be completed before it could actually show you the dashboard, and that is here. As you notice, JIRA setup. We have to go through a few things in here before we could continue with this using this software. That is, this is the quick setup for demonstration and evaluation environments. We'll do most of the JIRA configuration for you, but you need to be online with a working internet connection, so we can help you generate a JIRA trial license at my Atlassian, right? So basically what it does right now is it forces you to register with their servers. So if I continue, then it'll ask me a question whether I have the key. If not, basically I have to go and then I have to register myself. So if I already have an account, then I could log in here. So what I'm going to be showing you right now is to sign up and then get an account and then basically log in. That is going to give us, it'll generate a key, and that key will be used to continue running the software on our local machine. So when I click on the sign up, there are two quick questions that we need to answer, which is give them rather the email address and our name, and we are on our way to using the software. So I will go ahead and use sdet.trainer at outlook.com, and I will call myself as that trainer. Now choose a password. We will say show the password, and I'm just gonna choose my password as password. It suggests that it's a weak password, so I'm just going to use that as an exclamation, and at and pound still considers that as a weak password. So right now, I guess that is fine. Make sure that the captchas, you're not a robot. So I did that, and I am going to go and then sign up. So as dead.trainer@outlook.com, and password with an exclamation at and pound, and you could use anything that you want. So I'm just going to sign up right now, and then basically I'm on my way to getting the key that I need. So I guess they want us to, verify that that email is good. I'm just going to quickly go ahead and do that by for a second, outlook.com, and I'm just going to log in as that.trainer@outlook.com, and I'm going to put my password here. If I could remember my password. There it is. So I just need to verify that that's a valid email address. So let me just open my mailbox and then look for that email and then try to verify. And once that process has been taken care of, then the next step is basically to go and then get my key that will enable me to use the software on my local machine. So that's the email that we have received from them, and it's saying to verify your email address. So verify my email address. I'm just going to click on that, and that should do the verification for me. Okay, as you can see, the generate evaluation license key. So that's basically the new evaluation license. This is for the JIRA software. License 2, I would say, as that trainer, right? You can use your name there when you're doing it on your machine. Your instance is up and running. So please note that we provide evaluation support for 90 days per product. So now the software is going to run for 30 days, right? So basically from the day that they have generated the key, they would be providing the 90 days support. So I would say server IDs that generate a license key. So I'm going to click on that, and then basically please confirm that you wish to install the license key on the following server, which is the local host, which is your own local machine. And that's exactly what I would like to do. So I hit the next, and right now this is more for you'll need an administrative credentials to log into JIRA. So again, I would just go and enter my information. So it is estet.trainer in outlook.com, and the user ID or username is estet.trainer. Password I am going to use it is that. Retype password again is password and exclamation at and pound, and I'm going to hit next. So right now it is going to configure my database, and you will be seeing that we will be utilizing some plugin system in JIRA to interact with any third parties, and so right now it is making sure that process is initialized, if at all, if there is anything that we need to do as far as the plugin, installing the plugins and all that. It is trying to initialize that system right now. And then once it is done, it'll be setting up the JIRA environment and finishing the setup, and we are on our way to use the software. So the whole process shouldn't take more than about 10-15 minutes tops. Again, it depends on few things, on your machine and the internet connection that you have, and the process of registering online, just to get that key. Again, including everything, I think the installation shouldn't take more than probably like 10 to 15 minutes tops. That's what we have been experiencing while we install it on multiple machines. As you noticed, the initializing of the plugin system had happened, and setting up the JIRA environment is going through right now, and it's in its final stages of finishing the setup right now. Once the setup is completed, we are all set to use the software on our local machine. All right, so there you go. The JIRA is ready to go right now. So let's go through, creating a project that we'll be working on as a part of our JIRA learning. Okay, so this video basically concludes the installation of JIRA on your local machine. I would strongly suggest that you follow the video and try and install JIRA on your local machine so that we are ready to rock and roll with creating the projects and then using JIRA on a local machine. So the final step is making sure that the locale is all set, and if you want to use an avatar, then you could do it as well. I'm going to skip that, and a quick tour of JIRA. So basically, if you want to skip the tour, you could do it. Your trainer is going to walk you through as how to use it. So I'm going to be skipping this tour for now. Now, when we are starting the project, so you would give the name of the project and basically a key to it. What I am going to do here is the name of the project would be, let's say, SDET training demo, right? And the key it took is the first 3 initials of what we are naming it. So it's STD. I mean, not necessarily the best key, but that's what it is. So we're gonna create the project here. So right now we are all set to start to use JIRA on our machines. So this will render the dashboard and ready for us to go through the agile process of working with JIRA software. So I'm going to wait till it renders the page, and then we're going to be stopping here because this would conclude the installation of JIRA on your local machines. And as you notice here, we are all set right now to create our backlogs if you're going through the agile process, and your trainer is going to show you the next steps from here. So this video concludes with the successful installation of JIRA on your local machines. Thank you.